So now I want to show you how to do the filter in this. And it's really very, very easy to do. So here's the leaves on the sides. I'm going to combine them and make everything red work. Though actually I will later come in and change these out, only because sometimes you might want to use this design with just the pansies in the middle and not the leaves on the sides, or you might want the leaves on the sides and not the pansies, or you might want them different colors. So by making things different colors, you give yourself more options. So I'm going to manually digitize this, um, and I'm going to do a fill. Notice it on the left. I have uh, fill selected at the very top, not the line, and I'm going around the outside of it. And I also collect. I mark the cross stitch. Later, I'm going to change that. Cross stitch will work, but it's really fine. And I'm going to be punching pretty good size holes, and that's going to be a little bit too small. But for now, this will work. It'll give you the idea. I'll show you later what actual fill I used. See how tiny those holes, those crosses are. Those are going to be one on top of each other. Now I can do what I actually did here is go and kept the cross stitch motif, but I uh, down in the spacing at the bottom, I increased the spacing between the X's. This is the rose one. You can see how big these are compared to the other one. What I'm looking for here is to see what a motif I used, but because it was automatically digitized, it did it as lines instead of a motif, so it's not showing me anything. And so um, so I'll go back to the other one. So here so in the other one, now what I'm going to do is just change, I've decided to change the spacing at the bottom, go down here at the bottom and change the spacing. And that increased the size of the diamonds. I want diamonds and not blocks. Um, Actually, there is a better motif in the motif fills that does this job better than the cross stitching. You don't have to change the spacing. Um, I'll show it to you, but right now I'm just changing increasing the spacing. Actually, I'm decreasing the spacing so that I get it to look the way I want it to. And once I have one, I can use this. I can I can paste this and mirror it. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm selecting it, copying it, pasting it, mirroring it, and then using the arrow buttons, pushing it over to the other side. Again, using the arrow buttons instead of dragging it takes a little bit longer, but you line things up much better because you're keeping in the same plane. And so a few little adjustments here and it fits nicely. Now what I'm going to do is take both of those, select them, drag a box over them, select them, copy, paste, and flip it, mirror it the other direction, and drag it down now. Well, actually, I'm using the arrow buttons again, going down. And that's how fast fill tier can be done. Now, you do need satin stitches around the edge of these. And actually could keep these, copy and paste another image of them, and go up and select line instead of fill. But I'm actually going to digitize the outside edge. So right now, what I'm doing now is I've hit the reshape button and I'm putting the beginning and end markings so that it when it finishes doing the fill tier on the first one, it continues right into the second. Now it's going to have to jump down to the bottom. There's no getting out of that. Though on some of these designs, it goes all the way around the outside, and so you would want to have continuous sewing. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom. Um, mark my beginnings and ends. So again, so don't have too many jump stitches. And so now we're ready for the satin stitches. And I'm going to do that manually as well. Doing a digitize and open line. I start at the point. Wherever you click first is where your line is going to start. And I'm going to select the satin so that it automatically does satin. I don't know why it keeps decreasing the dialog box here. And so I decided, and I need a different color, so so now I have my satin selected. I picked a color brown, digitize an open line, and I'm just going to click around the edge of it. I start at the center, so I'll end at the center. Click that. And why did I stop there? Because with satin lines, when you come to a point, sometimes you get a really strange effect if you don't stop. It comes to a sharp point. Now, there's a ways around that, but I find it easier just to stop and then go again. Now, I could copy and paste this and flip it, but it's just as easy. By the time I copy, pasted it, flipped it, dragged it over, it would be just as easy to go around the outside of this. This is not a big deal. Now my starting and end points should be, all my starting points should be in the center and all my end points should be in the center. Well, they'll end at the first line will end at the point, and then the second one will end at the center, because that's where I clipped it. So I am going to copy and paste these and mirror it and then drag it down. Now, my filter is finished, but I'm not finished. Again, I'm going to take those leaves and put them in a different color. Turned off the background so I could see what it looks like. And this is where I'm looking to see if I missed anything, if there's any gaps. And this is where I noticed that the leaf was not done twice. Now, I can fix this easily because I ended right there, right at the bottom of that. So I'm going to digitize an open line and come back up because that was not done twice. Find the color. Okay, now. And it'll probably do satin because it's still stuck on satin. I mean, the satin was the last line that I did, so it wouldn't surprise me to hit line. Yeah. So what all I have to do is select it and turn it to uh, a line stitch. Well, now I have it done. So everything's done twice. So I have to combine my colors and I'm changing the. I didn't like the brown. It looked too close to the reddish, the burgundy color. And this is where I would also change the leaves on the side to another color, just in case I want to give myself more options.